This mother's water, I think, is going to be a game changer for a lot of things. So I didn't know how to make this stuff before. Then I started looking into GANs and I realized that these two things are connected. And I do believe that this plasma water is water's highest frequency, because what are the four phases of matter, right? You got liquid, solid, gas, and energy. And so in my mind, I'm like, plasma, if you're energy and you're going high frequency, I'm like, maybe this is how you do it. Maybe this is how you raise the frequency. And maybe that makes sense why people that go into the mother's water bath, they start crying, right? If you go and you get a analema and you put that in a bath, it changes the frequency of the water. Water always takes on the highest frequency, and then you jump in 70% water. What happens to you? Your frequency goes way up, and you have to deal with this rush of emotions and just whatever's going to come up as that stuff, as it goes through all your blockages. And so I would say that this needs to be done carefully, and you also need to be aware of it in your mind and maybe even prepare for it, right? Go through some healing stuff and then go in. But I want to start testing this out because I feel like all of the stuff that was in the Bible could be a totally different thing, or could be real. Like actual physically real. People are like, oh yeah, living water, that's great. I'm like, what if living water is mother's water? What if structured water is, I don't know. Sometimes I think about this stuff and I'm like, this is crazy. Like Ezekiel 47, and they talk about the temple and the water that goes out from the temple that waters all the plants. And it says that all of these plants will bear fruit in every season, which means that they're always going to be producing fruit. And I was like, that's so cool. So, but I think that some of this stuff is real, you guys. I don't think it's all just fairy dust. I think that we just don't understand what they were saying. So we attribute these things specifically to spiritual things. And a lot of it is spiritual, and even the water and Holy Spirit brooding over the deep. I'm like, this stuff is all connected, because he had to do that physically too. The water had to hit a certain vibration so that earth could actually hold life. That's why the Spirit had to brood over the deep. And so I think about some of this stuff and I'm like, God, we're starting to figure out a lot of these mysteries, and it would be nice to have living water that would cleanse you from head to toe, your soul, your heart, your physical body. That would be so cool. And so I think we need to start looking into this stuff, and we need to start running tests together. And so when I get this GAN stuff, I'm going to actually run tests in my bath and see what happens to me. Because I think this is very important for where we're going. You need to be whole with your heart, whole with your body, whole with your soul, whole with your spirit, whole with your energy field. All of it needs to be connected, and all of it needs to be healed and energized.